Welcome. Music Scene Investigation is on the air. Glad to have you with us, everybody. Rich Wildman here. It is 2014. Happy New Year to you. Glad you joined us. At least I hope you joined us live. We do it every Sunday live. Of course, you know that. You can catch us over at musicsceneinvestigation.com. For those of you not familiar with what we do on the broadcast, every week we take and place 3 songs from indie artists around the world in front of our panel for them to offer their review and critique. They do that after hearing the song just one time without knowing the name of the song, the artist, or the genre. So it's a completely unbiased and blind review that they provide. And, of course, every week we have our panelists join us, 2 in-house panelists with us, along with our guest panelist. Let's meet our in-house panelist first in New York City, Mr. Tom Chianti. Hey, Tommy, how are you?
Happy New Year, Rich, and hey-dee, hi-dee, ho-dee to everybody. Thanks for rejoining us as we came apart in December, only to be joined.
Wait. We didn't come apart.
We just broke contact.
We kind of stopped for a while. Every year in December we take a hiatus.
Well, my heart does that once in a while.
There you go. So it all evens out. So
eventually.
How are you? How's the weather up there? How's winter treating you? The new year treating you?
Well, it's been a snowy New Year. It's cold, it's icing. It's a typical winter in New York. We haven't had one in a year.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the way it is, right? Every year you have seasons.
Yes, it's funny that way. They divide the year up just to make sense of the weather.
Yeah, I know. I like that myself, kind of. I'd rather do without winter and just have 3 seasons, though.
Oh, well, you can't cook with only 3 seasons.
And it would ruin a lot of songs as well. I mean, 3 seasons in one day just doesn't sound as good as 4 seasons in one day.
Yeah.
Of course, Frankie Valli might have something to say about the 3 seasons instead of the 4 seasons.
Vivaldi, he'd be upset.
Yep. Mr. Ian Husbands from London, England. How are you, Ian? Nice.
Happy New Year!
Nice to see you back in the new year.
Hey, we're back.
Indeed we are. How are things going for you over in merry old UK?
Honestly, it's been absolutely mental. Lots and lots of good stuff going on. We've got the Ian Blackwood Lego animation I've been working on, which a trailer was released last week. If you haven't seen it, go to Ian Blackwood's YouTube channel, the Ian Blackwood, and check that out with the full-length video coming out soon. And I've got a pretty big project coming on for a very up and coming band in the new year, so looking forward to that.
Well, I'm sure you'll let us know more about that when you can. You'll give us all the details, right? Unless, of course, we can drag them out of you right now.
Nope, I'm not saying a thing. It's all a bit top secret at the moment, but let's just say they're signed to Sony. So, and they're doing some very good things at the moment.
All right, well, good. Good luck on that, and we hope to hear more about that very soon. Our guest panelist today, as Tom bangs on his console. What were you doing there, Tom? Was there a problem with your console?
No, I was just typing into text.
Oh, okay. With a sledgehammer, it sounds like.
With his fists.
Yeah, I'm going to type.
He's got one of those big keyboards.
Yeah, it's something like that. Big, keyboards for old people with the big keys on it.
Should we do some witness statements before we move along?
Yeah, actually we do. We're going to catch up actually from some unfinished business from the previous year. So back in November, our last broadcast of 2013, we had some artists on, some great artists actually. And it was Michael Tracy and Pawns or Kings along with Super Squid, if I remember correctly, Ian.
I think it was Pawns and Kings.
I have the cards. I have Pawns or Kings, yeah. I have the card right here. And anyway, you do have some statistics from that broadcast, I hope, yes?
I do, yes. Well, if I remember rightly, we went with Michael Tracy.
We did.
And our audience generally agreed with us. For songwriting, they agreed with us 100%. Performance, only 67% agree with us. And best mix and production was also 67% as well. So overall, everyone agreed with us, basically.
Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, it's always good to hear that, certainly. And, of course, they will, Michael Tracy and his song Fashion and Fame are going to be up for a hit list, which is going to be on Wednesday of this week. We have a very packed first week back with the broadcast today, a hit list on Wednesday, where we'll select another band of the month for the month of November of last year. That has to be done as well. So we're looking forward to that. Should be a lot of fun. If you want to preview the songs,
what's happening next week?
Well, hang on just a second. If you want to preview the songs for our hit list, you can go to musicsceneinvestigation.com/hit list. You can listen to all the tracks that are going to be up for the hit list award on Wednesday. Now, next Sunday, January 12th, is indeed a special day. It's the day we're going to have our annual award broadcast, where we're going to crown another Artist of the Year and Panelist of the Year. We're tallying the votes right now, and we'll make those announcements on Sunday when we hand out those awards. So that should be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that as well.
We also have the best guest, right?
Our best guest panelist, yes. So we're doing that on Sunday the 12th. Certainly hope you can join us live for that. Of course, if you can't join us live, you can always grab the broadcast in the recorded form, either audio or video, both available via iTunes and on the website. Again, musicsceneinvestigation.com. You can find out links for all of that stuff and much, much more. You can listen to all the indie music that's appeared, or virtually all of it that's appeared on MSI, over on MSI Radio as well. Now let's meet our guest panelist for today. The first guest panelist in 2014 joining us, Mr. Leigh Heggarty from the Ruts DC. Leigh, welcome back. Glad to see you.
Good to see you. Hi, everybody, and Happy New Year, as they say.
Well, Happy New Year to you as well. It's been a while since we've seen you. We're so glad you're joining us again. I certainly hope the New Year's been good for you, and I see you're wearing the same huge headphones that you always wear, so that's good to know.
I did consider a smaller pair, but what would my public think?
Exactly. You got a reputation, right?
Yes. It takes a long time to get a good reputation, a very short time to get a bad one, so, you know.
I bet you even have
I'm going to stick with it, like, you know.
What was that, Tommy?
I
think he's even got oversized earbuds.
Oversized earbuds.
It's just wrong, isn't it? However you look at it, it's just wrong. But I like it, you know.
No, it looks good. It's a look we've come to expect from our balding people on the show. We wear headphones, and it makes our head look small, but it's okay.
Get a bit personal, but
it's no, it's not an indication. The size of one's head is not an indication of their intelligence. Of course, everyone knows people
I'm sure
are
somewhere
bald.
I've got a Brian May wig. That's the sort of thing I'd have somewhere in here. I'll see if I can put it on in a minute.
If you can find it, please. Yeah, it would be nice to see. So, Leigh, tell me. I know that the last time, or one of the last couple of times we talked, that you had just gotten back from a tour. As a matter of fact, and I understand that you've just returned, if I'm not mistaken, from another tour. Is that correct?
Absolutely correct, yes. Ruts DC played 15 dates in 18 days just before Christmas around Great Britain, supporting The Damned. It was a wonderful, wonderful time. Great shows. The Damned were brilliant, lovely fellas. Back in the day, in the late 70s, the Ruts toured with The Damned, I think, 3 times, and played various one-off shows with them as well. And they also played the first shows as Ruts DC when they carried on after Malcolm, the Ruts singer, died. So there's quite a lot of history with the two bands together. And because Ruts DC didn't play for years, of course, this has been the first time that they've sort of reconvened. So there was a lot of between Segs and Dave, the original members in our band, and Captain Sensible and Dave Vanian, the original members of The Damned that are still in the group. There was a lot of really quite amusing times, and it was a great thing to be part of. I think I always sound sometimes a bit over romantic when I talk about music and when I talk about being able to play and things like that. But this really was a great time. Really exciting. You know?
Yeah, it sounds like it was a pretty intense tour. I mean, 15 dates in 18 days.
Yes, and we had 2 tour buses, so there were no hotels or anything. You were sleeping on the bus overnight and travelling to the next show. So the bus would leave at 2 a.m. every morning. There was a number of times when I got there about 1:59 and 59 seconds after finding a local hostelry that was still open and various other things that were going on. So we would travel through the night to the next venue. And it's like the opening credits of The Prisoner, where he wakes up and looks out the window and it's somewhere else. That kind of happened pretty much every morning, which I find is quite easy to deal with. I spoke to some of my friends about it, and they say things like, "It just sounds like hell," and perhaps it is hell to some people, but I really like it.
Being out on the road is kind of a different mindset than actually sitting in the studio,
Sure.
recording a new album and stuff like that. There's a lot of pressure out there, isn't there?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's. I said last time, and I remember Ian laughing when I said, "Well, it's not hard work like digging a hole," and it isn't hard work like digging a hole. It can be quite disorientating. It can be quite tiring. All that sort of stuff. There's a lot of what's often called hurry up and wait involved. While you're waiting for something to happen, or you're waiting for the sound check, or you're trying to find some food, or whatever you might be doing. But it's all worth it.
That's the same thing that goes on in the studio too, though.
Definitely a parallel, isn't there? You can't rush things. Things happen when they happen sometimes, and things like that. But it was, as I say, it was terrific. We were on first each night. At the end of the night, I somehow find myself working behind the merchandise stall, selling our stuff. But Dave and Segs came out and were meeting fans and signing old albums, things like that for people. It was a really good atmosphere. It was, as I say, it was a great little thing. And hopefully we'll be playing some more shows with the Damned this year. We're playing in Amsterdam with them in March.
That's just where I was gonna head that direction and ask you actually what you have coming up in the future. I know that prior to the show we talked about some events and some new tours that you were going to be going on. So why don't you tell us a little bit about those?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, Ruts DC wise, Dave and Segs were on BBC television on Friday night over here. In fact, it's repeated again tonight on a programme about Top of the Pops, the music programme in 1979 when they appeared on it. It was a documentary about that year. They were on there, which was kind of amusing to see them on it, which was good. Our next thing, we're going to get together this week and sort of do a bit of planning and that. But we've been working on some new songs. We're going to finish those off. Hopefully, do some recording with those. The band is going to reissue Rhythm Collision Volume 1, which came out in 1982. It features the 3 original members, Paul Fox on guitar and Dave and Segs on drums and bass. We're going to reissue that because it hasn't been available for many years. We're getting together to remaster that. And we're also hopefully mixing some live material, which was recorded last year, with a view to putting that out as a live album.
Oh, excellent.
First shows of the year in Germany. I think it's the second weekend in February. As I say, we're off to Holland doing a show in March. There's a show in Helsinki, a one-off show in Helsinki in April, which is kind of cool. I've never been there. So that'll be good. And there's stuff coming in for the summer in Britain. We're doing some shows. And we're hoping to get across to the United States of America.
Oh, wow.
Which will be brilliant. There's definitely some interest over there, so we're hoping to get there.
Yeah, I hope
I'm
you do.
here
really
and I'm
hope you do.
interested.
Well, that's good. You see, two people are interested. It's a start.
Well, it's kind of it would be a cozy atmosphere,
I was just thinking that you'll have to run around a lot, won't you, at the venue? But hopefully we're going to come across this year. I really hope so, because I've been lucky enough to play in America before, and it was terrific. So hopefully I can come out again and play.
That would definitely be cool, and I'd love to see that. Now, I know that aside from the Ruts DC, if anybody out there has the opportunity, go to musicsceneinvestigation.com, read through the bio that Leigh has on the site. Leigh is involved in so many bands, I don't even think I can name them all. And I'm certainly, I'm almost positive that they're not all named in the bio. Leigh, I know you're working on a new album with one of your bands that you're in outside the Ruts DC as well.
Yeah, I'm in a band called Back to Zero. I think we spoke about them last time. They were a mod band in the late 70s over here. And we're doing a do-it-yourself album, a DIY album. We're recording it all ourselves. Sam, the guitarist, has written the materials. Most of it's old material that they played back in the day, but he's now starting to bring in new songs, and we're working on that at the moment. So that's coming out. We've got our first gig of the year in February in Stoke, in the Midlands, over here. We're looking to do some stuff in the summer as well, but we're sort of concentrating on getting this album done at the moment.
Well,
so that's exciting.
Yeah, I was going to say, with so much work, it's almost going to be a situation where you don't even have time to enjoy the winter there in the UK at all.
I'm sure I'll find time for the winter.
I was actually going to invite you here to the States so you can enjoy our winter as well. I mean, obviously, if anybody saw the video prior to the show, I mean, I would be happy to share some of the snow, the lovely snow that we're seeing right now with you, Leigh.
Can you put some in a box and send it to us, UPS or something?
Yeah, I probably could. Sure, be happy to.
An evocative thought. I like the snow. I'm a little boy. I like snow, you know.
Well, you're welcome anytime.
Yeah,
and
maybe not quite as much as you've got at the moment, but I quite like the snow.
Now we're actually expecting up to a foot of snow over and above what we already have on the ground. So I'm not looking forward. That's quite an
enthusiastic amount, isn't it?
Yeah, not something I'm looking forward to.
See, Leigh doesn't make snow angels. He makes snow guitarists. Basically, he just lays down in the snow and makes shapes.
That's pretty much how I practice my on-stage demeanour, I'll have you know. I can only practice there's never much snow over here, so I don't have very long to practice each year. That's why it's always the same. I don't get a chance to try anything new out. Really.
If it looks good in the snow, it's good enough for the stage, huh?
I'd like to think so, yes.
That's another T-shirt, isn't it? Music, yes. It's not hard work like digging a hole. And if it looks good in the snow, it looks good on the stage. Genius.
Just stay away from that dreaded yellow snow.
Don't eat the yellow snow.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, besides not eating the yellow snow, we do have some real work here to do today, which is...
No, we don't. It's not like digging a hole, Rich.
No, it's not like digging a hole. It's actually like trying to... I
don't know what I'm talking about. You know that, don't you?
I know. I'm trying to go along with you.
One thing I noticed about every show, Rich always brings his big shovel.
I have no idea what that even means.
Oh, I think I understand. I'm a bit worried that I understand, but I think I understand.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried that you understand too, Leigh. I think you've been spending way too much time around Tommy.
I think I may take a holiday.
Well, I tell you, maybe go to Helsinki or something, you know.
To Helsinki and back. Yeah.
Exactly. Why not? We do have some actual business to get to today. We have 3 new artists and songs that are going to be heard by you on the panel and by our audience today as well. So if you don't mind, I'd like to get to that and start up with song number 1 today. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Everybody, this is song number 1 on today's Music Scene Investigation. Certainly hope you enjoy it. Here it comes.
Don't 'cause I just might leave you there. Try to bend the fire to me, baby. Just do what you dare. Yeah, yeah. If love don't care, then I don't care. If love don't care, then love beware.
And there is song number 1 on today's MSI. And we're going to head over to our panelist, find out what they thought about that track. Going to start off the reviews with Mr. Ian Husbands. Ian, your thoughts on track number 1 today?
Well, that's certainly blown the cobwebs out for New Year, isn't it? That was loud. And everything was loud. And it was clipping and distorting all over the place. And I found it very hard to listen to be honest. It was just, everything was just pumped up there. There was no separation in the sound. The actual overall EQ of the track was very toppy, really spiteful frequencies coming in there. The vocal was buried. Couldn't really hear what he was singing about. And those guitars, there was an issue. I want to say tuning, but I don't think it was. I think it was just the string bends and stuff weren't right there on the money. And everything just sounded spiteful, I think is the word for this. I mean, there was some performances going on there. I think as a band they could be tighter, but you know the guys can certainly play their separate instruments. I felt what I could hear of the vocalist, he was lacking in conviction in his performance, especially in there was a sort of bridgy middle 8 bit where his voice went down and it just wasn't really it didn't sound like he was comfortable in his range. Lyrics, I'm not going to comment on because they were drowned out for the most part for me, and I was getting little clips, but it wasn't making a lot of sense. Again, no sort of backup vocals. I think a song like this does need it. From an arrangement point of view, I found the instrumentals far too long. I mean, the track runs in at about 4.5 minutes. I think you can trim about a minute off of this. And you could do that largely by cutting down those instrumental sections. They were a tad long, and especially with the sound of those guitars being so spiteful, I found them very, very awkward. So it is the word, isn't it? Spiteful.
Antagonistic.
So, yeah, I think, this definitely needs a remix. Turn everything down. Stop that clipping. Don't compress it so it's just a wall of noise. Let some dynamic come into that track. Let some warmth come into those guitars. Bass, I think it was there, but it was very undefined within the rest of the mix. The drums sounded distant and reverby. And as I said, as a song, it's not sitting together very well. And as soon as you stumble upon that wall as a reviewer, it's very hard to comment on anything else.
All right, Ian, I appreciate that. Thank you. And we'll go over to Mr. Tom Chianti next, find out what he thinks. Tom, track number 1 over to you.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Ian. I agree with a lot of what Ian said. I liked the brittleness of the guitar for about 10 seconds, and then the whole mix was very, very brittle, disjointed, and really hard to make out a performable song. I think they were trying to go for a little early Hendrix or Cream maybe, and they just got caught up maybe in the technology and pushed it and inflated it way, way too much. There was distortion, even in places where there wasn't supposed to be any. I agree with Ian that it could have been shorter, cutting down. But again, it's that type of song where they trade back and forth verse and licks and whatnot. It could have been made a lot smoother, taking the overall level down, maybe not using bus compressors too much. You know, without getting too technical, it could have come across as a nice grooving track, and instead it's like somebody grabbed your feet and started dragging you feet first down the stairs. Boom, 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 boom. Every beat was harsh, and spiteful is a very good way to put it. I think they meant for this to hurt, maybe.
You seriously think that?
Hey, you know, engineers are evil.
Okay. All right, I'll take you at
I
your
can't
word.
disagree with that.
All right, I'll take you at your word. Let's find out what Leigh Heggarty thinks. Leigh, what are your thoughts on this particular track?
Our evil T-shirt made by this time tomorrow. But leaving that aside, I'm just looking down at my notes that I've made here, and leaving aside the fact that my handwriting is definitely getting worse. I've actually written the word distorted 4 times in about 50-something words, I think it is, along with the words indistinct, mushy, overloaded. You get the idea. I think everyone said that enough, but I will say I do agree. And I think this is a shame because
did you have spiteful written down there?
I wouldn't use a word like spiteful. I'm not spiteful enough to use a word like spiteful. And I think this is a bit of a shame. I don't think it's a shame that I'm not spiteful. I think that it's a bit of a shame that we've all been using words like this, because there's a really good idea there somewhere, I think. When the guitar came in first of all, I thought, well, this is interesting straight away. It's a mad old guitar sound. That's a good start. About halfway through I won't call it a verse, but as Ian said, where the vocal came in, because it was very hard to hear it. About halfway through, I nearly heard myself say to myself, the guitar's too loud. And who ever heard of a guitar being too loud? That's ridiculous. Of course the guitar wasn't too loud. Yeah. Well, maybe the vocals weren't loud enough, but yes, it was, and I think it was a real shame because, like I say, it started off loads of energy and we were off, and the voice came in. And I thought, well, this is good. This could be interesting. I've just spotted the word meandering I've written here as well. It gave it a feeling that it wasn't going to get anywhere. It was hard to tell what was going on. As I say, I felt the track that just kind of became almost like a slightly wavy line that just carried on for its duration. And I say this is a shame because I think there were some good bits. There was a bit in the middle where the timing changed a bit. It sort of dropped a beat each time. I'm not sure if it was 3-4 bar or something was going on. I quite liked that because that's an interesting thing to put in the song. Excuse me. I'd agree that vocally there should have been some backing vocals or something, but we've already said that the vocals were a bit indistinct anyway, so perhaps we won't sort of keep saying that. And I think again there were some great guitar ideas. What I felt it lacked, from my point of view, guitar-wise, was a hook line. If it started with just a 10-second hook on guitar, even just a fairly simple idea, which could then reoccur in the track, it was almost as if it felt as though nothing had reoccurred. Maybe it had, but it had kind of lost me by then. And so there was nothing to sort of latch on to, which I think was a shame. As I keep saying, there were some great little moments in the performance. As the lads were saying, the drums and bass are hammering along, fighting a losing battle, sort of mix-wise, but there they were. There was what I can make out of the bass. There were some quite nice moments. Just a shame, and I'd agree that it was too long. It could have done with the middle section. For me, it was something happening a bit differently. It had, as I say, it kind of drew me in, but it was just too much of a muchness, too much of the same thing happening for me. Yeah, strange one, mate. An extraordinary start to 2014 on Music Scene Investigation.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. I appreciate that. Let me take the opportunity to introduce that track to everyone. The name of that particular track is Love Don't Dare. It's by Mr. Paul Bibbins. So, Paul, we appreciate your sending that track into Music Scene Investigation. Thank you very much. Gentlemen, we have 2 more tracks to take a listen to. Let's start it out with track number 2 on today's broadcast. This is track number 2, second one of year 2014.
Crawls out of bed in the morning. The bed he walks himself to school. Sitting in the back of the schoolyard, he asked me how to play guitar. I taught him a chord, and this is what I heard. He said, I want a family, someone to care for me. I want a place to call my home. I want a loving mom, I don't even have a dad. I'm out here surviving on my own. He's the child whose smile can brighten your whole day. He's the one who has to work for his food rather than play. I sifted through his beautiful words, could hardly believe what I'd heard. The little boy in front of me has seen the worst ends of this world. He said, I want a family, someone to care for me. I want a place to call my home. I want a loving mom, I don't even have a dad. I'm out here surviving on my own. Does anybody see what is happening to me? I'm just a baby, can't you see? He said, I want a family, someone to care for me. I want a place to call my home. I want a loving mom, I don't even have a dad. I'm out here surviving on my own. I want a family, someone to care for me. I want a place to call my home. I want a loving mom, I don't even have a dad. I'm out here surviving on my own. On my own. On my
That is song number 2 on today's Music Scene Investigation. We're going to start this round out with Mr. Tom Chianti. Tommy, what about track number 2?
Well, thank you, Rich, for letting me have this one. What a pleasant, lovely voice and an excellently performed track, song. I think, I'm getting pretty picky here. I may have heard a flub or two on the drums. The floor tom was a little bit much. But, overall, the production, excellent. The mix, wonderful. I really liked her voice. And it was treated very, very respectfully. The transitions worked, all the parts worked very, very well together, very well done. And I'm looking forward to hearing who this is. I definitely want to check out more of them. And the only thing, and like I said, I'm being very picky, is I would have added some subtle strings maybe. But that's about it, really. Everything was there. Everything had its space and place. And the changes, it just was very relaxing, very pleasantly. Listen, I liked it very, very much.
All right. Very cool, Tom. Thank you very much. Over to Mr. Leigh Heggarty for his thoughts on track number 2. Leigh, what do you think of track 2?
Well, thanks, Rich. I'm trying to think of a bigger contrast to the previous song. That was extraordinary. Well, for my personal taste, it was all a little bit over sentimental, but that's my taste. So I'm going to sort of try to take that outside of it a little bit. Maybe not over sentimental, that's not quite the right word. It's a little bit, well, anyway. Definitely agree with Tom. Very good vocal, nice sound on the vocal, all that kind of thing. Good intro with the piano, little tremolo guitar bit was nice. It didn't really seem to come in much else in the song, so I kind of liked that. That was just the only time you sort of heard it. Pedal steel slide, whatever you'd like to call it, was good. It was interesting that there was kind of acoustic guitar and pedal steel, which is an interesting combination with no other guitar on it, which was or not much going on, not that I could hear anyway. Very, very, very nicely done. Good harmonies in the second chorus. I liked that. Good chord change into the middle. Real nice, unexpected moment there. I agree with Tom. I've written here that there was a drum moment. There was a kind of or something happened at one point, and I kind of wrote it down and then didn't. Obviously, couldn't hear it again. But there was something that was a bit strange on the drums. Drop out on the third chorus was good. I like the accents towards the end. That dun 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 bit only really came in there. Minor chord at the end was good. Yeah, nicely done all round. I think, as I say, maybe not to my personal taste, but very well put together. Good sounding stuff. Yeah, maybe strings at all. Yeah, something extra. Something had come in halfway through that hadn't already been there. It might have been quite nice, but good work all round, I think.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, Leigh. Thank you very much. Now over to Ian Husbands. Ian, track 3 is up for you, or track 2 is up for you, I guess.
Track 2, because I haven't listened to track 3 yet, and if we're meant to have, I've lost the song.
No, you're fine. Go ahead and tell us about track 2.
So I was just checking how much Jack Daniels had drunk then. Right. The guys are spot on. Production, fantastic. Performances, fantastic. Treatment of the vocals, fantastic. Leigh says it's a bit sentimental for his liking. I would agree. I think, you've got such a great recording here. The song needs to be as great as that production and that mix and that performance. And I think it lacks a little bit. I think lyrically, rhyming-wise especially, they've played very safe. I like the fact that it's telling a story of this kid who's got no one, and he's learning to play guitar off this girl and working to pay his bill, and you can kind of connect with that. But I did feel that lyrically they played it a bit safe. It was very simple, almost to the point of being a bit cliche for the genre. There's a lot of this sort of new country sort of style out there at the moment, and you've got to sort of be above the rest. And I just felt it was a bit safe. I mean, even the melody in that chorus, it's been done 1,000 times before. It wasn't groundbreaking. It didn't grab me enough. It is very well done. And round of applause to people who have put this together. But I would like them to really push that songwriting. She's got a great voice. She can do a lot more with what she's got if she just concentrates on that songwriting, works on their melodies a bit, take them away from things that are so obvious, and get some lyrics that are a little bit more hard-hitting and less cliche.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Now, the name of that track is called Family by Savannah P. So, Savannah, thanks for sending that track into Music Scene Investigation. If you're an indie artist out there anywhere in the world, you want your music heard on MSI or put in front of our panel, please go to MusicSceneInvestigation.com. Click on the Submit a Song button at the top of the page. We'll be happy to have our panel listen to it and let you know what they think. Now, gentlemen, we have one more track to go, and I'd like for you to take a listen to it right now, if you would. So here we are with track number 3 on today's MSI.
windowsill, looking all over the city still, thinking, drinking it all in. It's so crazy, like little bugs, people in a rush, never enough to just take a few steps back and not be crazy. Oh, so crazy. I'm chilling atop of this perch, I continue my search to find just where I fit and just where I belong. I'm feeling crazy, yeah. So many paths, so many ways to go, many ways to show all this love I got. Yeah. All I got is love, love. Shelter, yeah. I can't get no shelter, yeah. From this there's no shelter, yeah. Shelter, yeah. Never enough to know, shelling out from my window now, walking all over the city still, thinking, sinking it all in. It's so crazy. Well, there's signs pointing all over the place, up and down, left to right, and I'm feeling crazy. So crazy. Well, these streets are like riddles. I'm stuck in the middle with a little bit of freedom and a whole lot of crazy. So many paths, so many ways to go, many ways to show all this love I got. All I got is love, love. Shelter, yeah. I can't get no shelter, yeah. Nothing, no shelter, down, yeah. Shelter, yeah. Told me all you need, a whole lot of love and a little bit of greed. Papa told me all you need is a whole lot of love and a little bit of greed. Papa told me all you need, a whole lot of love and a little bit of greed. Papa told me all you need is a whole lot of love and a little bit of greed.
For this metropolis, I'm hanging by a thread. My body's dying slow, give me shelter from my head. People screaming more, but I give them less instead. Cause going with the flow, got a brother feeling dead. Showing up in blue and everybody's wearing red. I'm cutting off my hair and everybody's growing dreads. Just to paint a picture, don't sit down on what I said. Let it marinate the moment that you wake up out of bed. Give me
shelter, yeah. I can't get no shelter, yeah. From this there's no shelter, yeah. Shelter, yeah.
There you have it, track number 3 on today's Music Scene Investigation. Let's go over to Mr. Leigh Heggarty, find out what he thought. Leigh, track number 3, what do you think of it?
Okay, now I'll start with a distraction. That song stopped halfway through and I had to start it again. So if anything radical happened at the end, I didn't hear it, I'm afraid. It kind of went all fuzzy and then it started off again. So if it suddenly went into some kind of weird double bass drum heavy metal ending or a kind of folk club interlude, I didn't hear any of that. I just got the track there as Tom. But by the derisive laughter in the background, I suspect it probably didn't. However, what I did hear, I really liked. It's not a style of music that I always listen to a lot, but I really liked it. The 2 guitars at the start were great. The acoustic guitar with that kind of jazzy electric coming in, brilliant little horn bit. Like the feel of the bass and drums, and the way it dropped out for the vocals to come in was good. Very dry sound. I don't know whether that's my ears suffering from the Damned blasting at me 15 nights in a row. But it's quite a dry sound, which again I don't mind, and that kind of shelter, it was great, you know. And then, as I say, I heard the bit in the middle where the kind of rap vocal came in, shelter from my head, give me shelter from my head. And then it all went a bit weird. I didn't hear the rest. So I'm terribly sorry if I missed the ending. Well, I missed the ending, but I'm sorry if something different happened. What I heard, as I say, I really liked it. It sounded really well put together. I liked the performances on it. I liked the overall feel of the track. I don't very often use words like groove because I don't think I'm a very groovy person. but I like the groove of that. There we are. I've said it. Yes, great stuff. And please, could you fix it for me to hear it all the way through sometime?
Actually, you can hear it all the way through if you right click on where it says where song number 1 is. You can actually download it there.
Oh my word! Okay.
So yeah.
So I can watch the broadcast of this on YouTube or on the website.
You very well could as well. Actually,
and I can hear myself desperately trying to talk about a song that I didn't hear most of.
Nice plug there, though. That was a lovely little plug in there. Genius. Well done.
All right.
I've taken this personally.
All right. Well, let's go over to Ian and find out what he thought. Track number 3, Ian.
This had my head bobbing and my foot tapping the whole way through. This is how I wanted to start 2014. What a great track. It's kind of got that Stevie Wonder meets Jason Mraz feel about it. The acoustics, the bounce, the bounce of the drums and the bass, everything, was just there. I mean, to be really critical, vocals were a little bit low in places, and I felt the brass was a little bit loud in places. But, I mean, that is being picky. It was very dry. There wasn't a lot of reverb kicking on that. But, I didn't mind it. It worked for that sort of funk feel that was going on. Great vocals. Lyrically, really strong hook there. All the backups and everything coming in. I mean, there's not a lot I can say about this that isn't good. I really did enjoy this listen. And I'd probably buy something like this.
All right, Ian. Well, I appreciate your thoughts on it. Mr. Tom Chiani to close out the show. Tom, what do you think of track number 3?
Well, there's a great amount of good production going on. It's a really full track. And that's where I felt some problems come in. I mean, it was mixed well, but I got this overcompressed feeling in my head. I like the real impact of everything. You could really feel that kick and bass in your chest. The jazzy guitar was a little bit muddy. The bass was a little bit too up front. I think that, it's an excellently produced track, great hook. So I am being picky here because this should be better than it is. There's a lot of talent there, and I think they, back off on the faders here and there. I like the dryness of it. That's what gives it all that impact and makes it, thump you right in the chest. It was tight. Pretty much all the way around, except, like I said in the beginning, it was a little muddy on the bass and that jazz guitar in the beginning. I liked when it went into the rap in the middle. And I'm so sorry Leigh missed the opera break at the end. But
oh, you've ruined it for me now. I really liked it until you told me that. I was hoping for the campfire sing-along as well, but there you go.
Overall, a really great track that just misses being radio ready. And I am being picky because, like I said, it is a great track and it deserves a better chance, a better presentation.
All right, Tom. Well, I appreciate your thoughts on that one as well. Track number 3 is called Shelter, of course, and that's by a group we've heard from before called Cousin Effect. So there you have it, track number 3. Thank you, Cousin Effect, for sending that track into Music Scene Investigation. And just to note, when you send music into Music Scene Investigation, they're selected at random. And as can be the case sometimes, a song might sit for a while before it's selected and played back on air. That particular track, Shelter, is from 2011. That's when it was submitted. So I just want to let you know about that as we're sitting here right now. I didn't know that until I obviously selected that track. But yeah, 2011.
Awesome. Well, it's just nice to know that, these songs are still getting their chance somewhere down the line.
It really is. It really is. Now, gentlemen, you have the enviable task, or unenviable as the case may be, of selecting a song of the week from those you've heard this week. So I'll leave it to you to discuss amongst yourselves.
Well, for me, I'm going to jump straight in. Happy New Year, no, I can't even say it. Happy that new thing.
Bad jumping.
Jack Daniels, brilliant, Ian.
Jack Daniels is fantastic. I am toasting the new year, obviously, in on MSI. It's the only way to do it, right?
It's the way forward.
Good point.
So, number 3 for me, I mean, that really does sit well. As I said, that's the way I wanted MSI to start the new year. And, number 2 was really well recorded. Number 1, I think we all know it had its issues. And number 3 just stands out to me as the overall winner this week.
All right.
Yeah.
And Tommy and Leigh?
Leigh, go right ahead.
Shall I have a go? Well, yeah, first track, not without merit, but a difficult listen, just because of the sound on it. Second track, I think, as we all agreed, brilliantly put together, great sound. Number 3, I hope I haven't sort of cursed or something by my inability to hear it. I don't know. I would very much doubt I have. I'd like to have heard it all the way through because I thought it was terrific. I'm going to go for number 3. Even though I didn't hear it, but I just thought it was great. I thought it really did rock along. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Number 2, a very close second though, in terms of the performance and the sound and construction of the recording that we heard.
All right, and over to Tommy. Tommy, what do you think?
Well, just because 2 and 3 are both excellent, I'm going to go with number 2 for honorable mention. It's great voice. Great production, and I think it was presented as well as it could be. And number 3, like I said, I just found too many little, like I said, it's a great track and it should have been presented better. But doesn't mean I don't like it. But number 2 definitely needs a mention, so I'm going with number 2, though it will not matter.
All right, well, at least you're honest about it, Tommy, and that's all we ask. So there you have it, number 3, Cousin Effect and their track Shelter, the song of the week for this week. We want to thank all of our panelists, as always, for being with us. Leigh, a special thank you to you as well. I hope that your new year continues to be great and bright.
Thank you for inviting me today. It's been great fun as always, and some good sounds today, some good music. Thanks again.
Absolutely, a good start to the new year, I think, with the music we've heard. So definitely appreciate you being here as well, everybody out in the audience. So thank you for showing up. Of course, remember Wednesday, MSI Hit List, the first one of the year, and then next weekend on the 12th of January is our annual award broadcast that we have every year. Ian, did I miss anything?
Forgot to ask for the audience vote.
Oh yeah, we definitely want to have them submit their thoughts and let us know what you think on the witness page, musicsceneinvestigation.com/witness. Let us know what you thought about what you heard today, and next week we'll bring you those results, or rather Ian will bring you those results, and we'll find out what everyone had to say.
That's if you let him.
That's true.
And tune in next week. Get your best bib and tucker on, guys, because it's the award show. So we want black tie at least. We're rolling out the red carpet, and we're going to see who made the cut this year. It's been a bit controversial, so it's going to be an interesting week.
I'm
definitely going to wear a black tie, but nothing else.
I've actually got a Vera Wang special being designed as we speak.
I'm pleased you're taking this seriously this year, Rich.
Absolutely. I couldn't afford Armani, so I had to go with Vera Wang. It is what it is, yeah. Exactly.
I mean, let's face it. If you dress up half as much as you did for the Christmas special, it would be a start.
I know. If I wore half as much, then never mind. We'll forget about that. Please join us again next week, everybody. Have a good one. This is Cousins Effect as we play out on today's Music Scene Investigation. Thanks for being with us.
windowsill, looking all over the city still, thinking, drinking it all in. It's so crazy, like little bugs, people in a rush, never enough to just take a few steps back and not be crazy. Oh, so crazy. I'm chilling atop of this perch, I continue my search to find just where I fit, just where I belong. I'm feeling crazy, yeah. So many paths, so many ways to go, many ways to show all this love I got. Yeah. And all I got is love, love. Shelter, yeah. I can't get no shelter, yeah. From this dead zone, shelter, yeah. Shelter, yeah. Never enough to know, shelling out from my window now, walking all over the city, still thinking, sinking it all in. It's so crazy. Well, there's signs pointing all over the place, up and down, left to right, and I'm feeling crazy. So crazy. Well, these streets are like riddles. I'm stuck in the middle with a little bit of freedom and a whole lot of crazy. So many paths, so many ways to go, many ways to show all this love I got. All I got is love, love. Shelter, yeah. I can't get no shelter, yeah. Nothing, no shelter, yeah. Shelter, yeah. Told me all you need, and a little bit of greed. Papa told me all you need is a whole lot of love and a little bit of greed. Papa told me all you need, a whole lot of love and a little bit of greed. Papa told me all you need is a whole lot of love and a little bit of greed.
For this metropolis, I'm hanging by a thread. Bodies dying slow, give me shelter from my head. People screaming more, but I give them less instead. Cause going with the flow, got a brother feeling dead. Showing up in blue and everybody's wearing red. I'm cutting off my hair and everybody's growing dreads. Just to paint a picture, don't sit down on what I said. Let it marinate the moment that you wake up out of bed. Give me
shelter, yeah. I can't get